You ever feel completely drained after a party, even if you actually like the people there? Or wonder why you'd much rather have a few really close friends than a huge group of acquaintances? Well, let's get into the science of that, because the real reason might not be what you think. Right, let's just get this out of the way immediately. If you've ever used that word antisocial to describe yourself, this is for you, because research suggests you're not actually avoiding people. Nope, you're searching for something very, very specific. Okay, so if it's not being antisocial, what is it? Why does an hour of small talk feel like running a marathon, but one single deep conversation can leave you feeling energized for days? We are going to break down exactly what's happening psychologically. So, the first thing we need to do is completely reframe this idea. This isn't about being against socializing, it's about being selective. And listen, this isn't some flaw you need to fix. It's actually a sign that you have a highly tuned filter for where you invest your energy. Here's where we all get it wrong. The myth is that you just don't like people. But the reality, according to the research, is that you're struggling to find something called mental resonance. See, it's not about the people, it's about the connection. And that word right there, resonance, that's the key to this whole thing. It explains everything. Why some conversations feel like a total chore and others feel like you finally tuned into the right station. So there's actually a scientific term for this. It's called cognitive resonance. And you know this feeling. It's that mental click you get when a conversation suddenly goes deep. It's your brain basically lighting up because it's found what it's been looking for: substance, meaning, a real, genuine connection. You know, the best way to really get this idea is with an analogy. I want you to think of your mind and all your social energy as a really sophisticated, high-end radio. So most everyday small talk, that's just AM radio. It's on a really common frequency, and it's full of static and noise. But your mind, it's not an AM radio. It's tuned to a very specific, high-definition frequency. And trying to listen to all that static isn't just boring, it's physically exhausting. You're just scanning the dial, waiting for that one clear, powerful signal to lock onto. So yeah, let's talk about that static. Why is small talk so incredibly tiring for some of us? Well, because it's not in your head. It is a literal, biological energy drain. Here's the play-by-play of what's happening inside your brain. 1. You start a superficial conversation. 2. Your brain, which is this incredible machine always looking for meaningful data, it starts searching for some depth, some kind of pattern. 3. It finds nothing. And 4. It doesn't just shrug and move on. It literally flags that entire interaction as a waste of precious cognitive energy. It's basically your brain's efficiency mode kicking in. But here's the thing. This isn't a bug. It's a feature. This whole mechanism isn't a negative trait at all. It's your mind's way of pushing you, whether you know it or not, to choose quality over quantity when it comes to your social life. I really want this to sink in for a second. You are not being difficult. You are not destined to be lonely. You're simply running on a different operating system, one that is programmed to prioritize deep, meaningful connections over the constant, low-level hum of superficial noise. That's really what it all boils down to. You're not looking for just anybody to talk to. You're waiting, searching, for someone who speaks your mental language. And when you find them, oh man, the connection isn't just good, it feels completely effortless. All right, let's pull all these threads together with one last analogy that, for me at least, just makes this whole thing click into place perfectly. So, forget the radio for a second. Instead, I want you to picture your mind as a high-performance sports car. You know, a Ferrari, a Porsche, something finely tuned, powerful, and built for the open road. Now, think about it. What is the absolute worst possible situation for an engine like that? Stop-and-go traffic. That car wasn't built to idle. It sputters, it wastes fuel, the engine starts to overheat. That is a perfect picture of what small talk does to a mind that's built for depth. It's a traffic jam for your thoughts. But a meaningful conversation, that's the open highway. That's where that high-performance engine can finally do what it was designed to do. You get to open it up, shift into high gear, and just feel that incredible, exhilarating flow of peak performance. That's when you feel alive. So what's the big takeaway here? What do you do with all this? Well, you stop trying to force yourself to enjoy the traffic jam. It's time to give yourself permission to go find the open road. So please, stop calling yourself antisocial. You're not broken, you're just a high-performance machine. The next time you feel that drain from small talk, just remember, you're not being rude. You're a Ferrari that's refusing to overheat in traffic. Stop settling for idling. Go find your frequency.